Hello my friends, this is Lionel Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video. And as you can see, well, I am in Mexico. And yeah, I see a lot has been going on in the world since I've been in Mexico. And one of those things is the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And I've had a lot of people commenting and messaging me asking my opinion on things. And you know what? I have been staying up to date with things, although I have been enjoying my vacation here. Uh, Towards the end of the night when I'm back in the room, yeah, I've been going through X and doing a little bit of research. Maybe not as much as I usually do, since I am trying to enjoy my holiday, but I think I have enough information where I could give you guys my opinion, since so many people are asking. So I just figured I would do a quick video, just a basic rundown, just straight me to you. Not going to have video clips or anything in this one, as I am on vacation. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'll tell you what old Lionel thinks, alright? So if you guys want to just hit that subscribe button before we begin, as I say, subscribe to survive, smash the like button as well. And just so you guys know, I was at Chichen Itza yesterday at the pyramids, so a video on that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. I still got to edit it when I get back home and all sorts of stuff, but it's all coming, all right? So let's just get right into it. So yeah, September 10th, I believe it was, wasn't it, my friends? When the big shooting happened? Or was it September 11th? One of the 2 days there. I think it was on the 10th. Yeah, so I saw the video. I heard about it. I got the alert on my phone, and then the people I was with came across the video, and it's all over X now and everything. And it was horrifying when I first saw the shot with the blood spilling out. And at first, I was just absolutely horrified by what I saw, and it is horrifying. All right. But obviously at that point you don't know too much details or information. You just see what you saw. And first off, I want to say, if Charlie Kirk, if this truly did happen to him and there was no funny business, what a horrible thing to happen. Now look, I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I did not agree with him on the politics and all that. And if you ask me, I think he was a shill, pretty much, for Zion Don, right? For Mr. Donald Trump. You guys know me, I don't support government at all, regardless of what government it is. I'm against all forms of government, and I think that's the problem with the world, is these corrupt governments, that it's all controlled by the same powers that be, the same dark forces, all right? And anybody who promotes either side, whether it's left or right, they've either are one, extremely brainwashed, which could be the case of Charlie, or two, they are, controlled opposition on a payroll. Now, what he was, I can't judge, okay? But either way, I do not wish anything like that upon anybody, okay? So it's tragic. He had a family and everything like that. And, a lot of people are out there celebrating it, and I find that disgusting, okay? But I do think there's a much bigger agenda going on here, a much larger picture, and I do think it was a psyop. Now, that's not to say that psyops aren't real events, that real tragedy can't take place in a psyop. People could definitely die in a false flag or a psyop, and people who are involved in them might not even be aware, okay? But there's many different angles to look at. First angle, or the first thing I want to say about that, one second, we got a big tractor going across, cleaning up the seaweed. But yeah, one thing I'd like to say is that they apparently they say they found the shooter already, right? And there's just so many holes in that story, and I ain't buying that for 1 second, okay? They find the shooter 33 hours. That's what Kash Patel came out and said, 33 hours after the shooting occurred. Of course, it's 33. They always love to use that. They find the shooter, and it's some 22-year-old punk kid who had no social media presence. How convenient. And oh yeah, his dad wasn't told on him. And yeah, he took out that kill shot. My friends, that shot was a sniper shot done by an extremely skilled sniper. Okay, it wasn't no 22-year-old kid. That's a load of bullshit. I could tell you that right now. It wasn't just some leftists or some trans or whatever like that, like they want you to think. See, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to create a civil war scenario. They're doing the old divide and conquer tactics, okay? And they want the civil war. That's what's going on here. That's why you see so many big names such as Alex Jones, who all of a sudden just goes with the mainstream now. He's promoting the mainstream narrative. It was just this kid who did it. It's the left. It's the Democrats. Yeah, Alex Jones is going straight from the CNN playbook now. Alex Jones is the new CNN, MSNBC, all right? Just whatever the mainstream says. He says, oh, I got sources in the FBI. I got sources in the DOJ, and they're telling me this. Oh, so you're believing the government now, Alex? You fool. You idiot. So, but not just him. You have all these controlled opposition shills pretty much pushing for civil war and division and blaming the left and the Democrats, which is exactly what they wanted you to do. Okay? And you have people out there falling for it. You have people out there celebrating his death, which is disgusting. Regardless if you didn't like his politics or not, you don't celebrate somebody who gets murdered. That's horrible. That's ego. That's satanic. Okay, that's Saturnic. Okay, that is the ego mind virus. That's this Wetiko consciousness. And then you got freaking goofballs on the right who are sitting here saying they want to go to war with each other and want to go door to door and have civil war to clean out America of Democrats and the left. Which again, two wrongs don't make a right, and that's disgusting too. This is what they want. They want civil war. And guess what? It wasn't no punk kid who did this either. This was the NWO themselves. This was a deep state hit. All right, my friends? Interesting because, you know, Charlie Kirk, he was always a big supporter of Israel, the government of Israel. And we know the government of Israel is extremely corrupt. And we know Mossad is involved in many things like this. Well, with that being said, guess what, my friends? Apparently, Charlie Kirk was starting to turn on Israel towards the end there, and he actually said some things towards the end, specifically saying that he was fearing for his life and that Israel would kill him. That's one thing that I've heard he saw. I even saw a post where he said like that. He was concerned that he would get killed in the future. He was criticizing the government of Israel. Okay, so that's one theory going out there. It was a Mossad killing. Okay, that's the CIA equivalent of Israel, right? It's a possibility. It's a possibility the CIA took him out too, because they always work with Mossad. Okay, they don't want anybody speaking out against anything that the corrupt governments are doing, right? But there is one other theory we need to look at here when it comes to this situation. And that is, sorry, I'm just trying to see if the video's still going. It's so bright here. All right, that last theory, which I know a lot of people are saying, is that it didn't even happen. He didn't even die. It was just a complete staged fake thing. And at first, like I said, I haven't been doing too much research because I'm on holiday. But at first, I was like, well, I saw the video. It looked real, you know. But you never know with these people, you know. And I've heard people say they know people who were there and saw it happen. But there's a couple different things. Like, people are posting pictures showing that his 1 second his ring was in the middle of his finger, and then when he got shot, it was on his pinky. So they're saying, oh, was this CGI, AI video, and it got mixed up with the fingers and stuff. I will have to say with that, the ring that he has, it's like an open ring, and it's a ring you can put on to one finger to the next, and I've seen multiple videos of him fidgeting with that ring, and he does that. He flips it to one finger to the other. He's always fidgeting at that ring. I've seen multiple videos of him doing that, so it's possible he's just wearing that ring, and yes, maybe one instance it was on that finger, but while he's talking, he's flipping around, so when he got shot, it was on that finger, okay? That would explain that. So I wouldn't use that as any evidence that, oh, he didn't actually get shot or anything like that. But one thing that I did see that kind of had me raise some eyebrows is in his shirt. I don't know if you guys seen this picture, but he's got like a string that's running up the chest there. Something that's on his chest. And then I saw a video, and it appears when he gets shot, right, that something bursts over his chest first, and then the blood comes pouring out. So why did his shirt pop out like that before the blood started squirting? Well, then I saw some clips in Hollywood how they use these squib blood packs. So in Hollywood, they make their movies, they want blood to get poured out. Well, the squib explodes, the blood pack. And that's the theory, that that string that you saw that he had running up there was actually the blood pack. And it was just a big explosion with the blood pack. And that would explain the blood coming out looking realistic, like they could be actors. They could have planned this, right? And then it shows they didn't call an ambulance and have an ambulance of medical professionals come pick him up. No, it was his team picked him up and rushed him off into a car and then drove off. Okay, so that's suspicious. Where did they take him? Was it just a blood pack, right? We don't know. We don't know, my friends. And then you see that they had the books all ready to go on Amazon like a week prior to this, and like 24 hours, not even 24 hours after his death, they have paperback books on Amazon about the death of Charlie Kirk. And I saw evidence that they had articles listed about his death 6 days before he even died. And it's suspicious that, like, at the same time at 3:02, both Trump and Netanyahu tweeted about Charlie Kirk. And then, of course, exact same day, 3 hours after the shooting, the Senate votes to block the release of the Epstein files. Oh, that was convenient, eh? Everybody's talking about this shooting. Meanwhile, they block that Epstein files. And now nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about September 11th. And not to mention, this was a big ritual, my friends. It was literally done a couple days after the blood moon lunar eclipse. Of course. It was a ritual sacrifice, if anything. Or it was just a straight up psyop false flag. Whatever that is, I don't know. All I have to say is if he's truly dead, it was a true kill shot, which is a big chance it was, my friends, still too. You know, they don't have any problems with killing people if they have to. But if it was, then rest in peace. I'm not going to judge what he did while he was here or anything like that. It's just a tragedy if it did happen. If it didn't, well, I guess that's good. The less blood spilled, the better, but doesn't change the emotional reaction and the political moves that they're going to be doing now too. You know, this is humanity's got to stop falling for it. They got to stop falling into ego consciousness. They got to stop feeding into hatred and division, because that's what's happening. And this is what the NWO wants. This is what the powerful, corrupt elites want. Exactly. Marco Rubio of the Trump administration already saying that anybody who has been making light of the situation or celebrating, if they're not from the United States, if they're a foreigner, okay, that they'll pretty much be deported. If they're living in the United States but they weren't born there, that they're going to kick them out of their colleges and send them back home. So that's pretty much violating freedom of speech. As much as I don't agree with celebrating somebody's death or somebody like that and being disgusting like that, I still believe in freedom of speech. And that's a slippery slope when you're going to start punishing people with consequences, because, yeah, first it'll start with the foreigners, but next it'll be you, people who live in your own land, facing punishments for your own freedom of speech, okay? So that's a slippery slope, but of course it's all part of the agenda playing out. And of course we got the digital IDs and the social credit scores coming, and this is just a little test run. So it's a way to divide the country, promote the civil war agenda, and take away more of your rights and freedoms. And that's what it's all about. And of course, produce loosh. It's all a loosh harvesting event with the eclipse and everything. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the division. You know, have love for your brothers and sisters, regardless of what their political beliefs are. Don't fall into it, and don't give them this civil war. Okay, my friends? Don't give them what they want, because so far people are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker, yeah. And it's just a shame situation. All right. Not to mention, it also serves as a massive distraction from all the World War III escalations that's been going on. We had Russia fly drones into Poland. Poland launched Article 4, which is a huge step to war. All this stuff is happening, and nobody's talking about it or preparing. All they're talking about is Charlie Kirk. Okay? So don't let this distract you from the other things that are going on as well. All right, my friends? So that's my take on it. You guys want my take? That's my take. So we'll continue to see what's going on. We'll continue to observe. But my advice is just to don't fall for the divide and conquer. All right, my friends? Don't fall for the psyops. Question everything. There's still a lot more that has to be said about this, so I'll be researching more. If there's anything more, I will present it. But yeah, question everything, all right? Because the government is lying. This is a psyop, whether blood was spilt or not, which there's a possibility either way. We don't know for sure. But either way, there is a psyop. There is an agenda behind it. So don't fall for the agenda. Question everything. And that's all I got to say for this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content and enjoy me bringing you guys this stuff, just wait until the pyramids in Chichen Itza. That's going to be a great video. So if you enjoy this content, I'll be going to Europe, bringing you guys more videos there. You feel free to help support the channel, by buying me a coffee. I'm on the website Buy Me Coffee or Buy Me an Ice Cream. That helps me to be able to bring you guys content going around the world, going to different places. So the link to that is down below. Any support means the world to old Lionel, and as a thank you, I'll even send you some free Patreon videos to your email. But of course, what means most to old Lionel is hitting that subscribe button, hitting a like, and leaving a comment. And that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the description or in the comment section. Was it a false flag? Was it real? Was it fake? What do you guys think? Let me know. Until next time, Lionel signing off.